Were you referring to Senator Barack Obama?
You know, my policies haven't changed, but evidently the political calendar has. And when, you know, a leader of Iran says that they want to destroy Israel, you got to take those words seriously.
Well, here with us now to talk about what exactly the problem is White House counsel Ed Gillespie. Hi, Ed.
Good morning, Megan.
Thanks for being here with us.
Thanks, man.
All right, so just it gets a little confusing, but just so our viewers understand, the reporter asked President Bush. He said, President Bush, you said negotiating with Iran is pointless and that it's appeasement. Were you referring to Barack Obama when you made those comments? Now, in response, President Bush said to him, you didn't get that exactly right. And he went on to clarify his actual position on negotiating with Iran. And then he said that bit about my positions haven't changed, but the political calendar has. You say NBC selectively edited that exchange for what purpose?
Well, to take out the part where the premise of the question was challenged by the president, where he rejected the notion. He said, read the speech. You didn't get that exactly right either. And then he went on to say, here's what I said. They removed that very artfully, by the way. If you look at the clip, you wouldn't know that there was a removal of an edit of the president's remarks that was masked by NBC, and that's why I say it's deceptive. What we have asked is that they run the full response by the president. Let his own words speak for themselves and not take them through editing out of context and make it seem like he was affirming the charge being made by the interviewer there. They've said they're not going to do that because even though they aired that deceptively edited piece on the Today Show and NBC Nightly News, they said that viewers can go on their website and stream video of the actual answer itself. So that's their response is if people want to see the truth, they can go on the website and download it if they're interested.
So at the end of the day, your charge is that NBC viewers were left with the impression that the president agreed with the reporter's premise that, quote, negotiating with Iran is pointless, when in fact the president had said that's not what I said, and my position has always been that we would talk to Iran if they suspended their uranium enrichment program.
Two things, Megan. The president's position on Iran has been clear, which is we are bringing multilateral pressure on Iran to abandon any effort to obtain a nuclear weapon. And if they suspend verifiably their nuclear enrichment programs, then they can come to the table with the international community. We've always said that, and that was that part of the question was ignored, or that part of the answer was ignored. More importantly, the notion that when the president states American policy and the policy of this administration somewhere, that it can be taken as an attack on anyone. In the case of the question here, an attack on Barack Obama, and the president said, read the speech. You didn't get that exactly right. Look, the president's policies have been clear for a long time. We believe that we need to stand by Israel as a friend and ally in the Middle East. We believe that we shouldn't allow Iran to obtain a nuclear weapon. We don't believe that you should negotiate with terrorists like Hamas, Hezbollah, and Al-Qaeda. And that is the longstanding position of the United States. If people disagree with that, they're free to, but it's not an attack on anyone. And we're not going to allow for people to say as fact that the president attacked anyone on the floor of the Knesset. He asserted American policy, and we're going to continue to do so.
And let me ask you, because NBC came out and said, look, editing is part of journalism, and that is true. We in the news are hard-pressed to pick clips that will fit into a 2-minute piece and so on, and they have those pressures there as well. What is your response to that defense? And they also, I want to point out, they also say that it's a gross misrepresentation of the facts to say that that they engaged in deceitful editing.
Look, Megan, all I can ask you is to show your viewers, allow your viewers, and of course they can go on the website, msnbc.com, to find out the actual airing of the president, what he actually says. But they didn't just truncate the president's comments. They excerpted the part where he took exception to the premise of the question and made it seem like he was agreeing with the premise of the question when he absolutely, utterly did not. And that is what is misleading about it, and they masked the edit. You couldn't tell that that response had been edited by NBC News. And our concern is, frankly, and I raised it, that when you have people like Keith Olbermann and Christopher Matthews at MSNBC and the frequently blurring of the lines between that commentary, that advocacy on their part on behalf of certain candidates, with the NBC News division commingling, that there may be a spillover effect here that is disconcerting. We also asked NBC if they still consider Iraq to be a civil war when we have seen the unity government of moderate Shia and Sunni go after Shia and Sunni extremists in Iraq, reclaim the port of Basra. Did they still, they had this public hand-wringing over deliberating and coming to the